So this is what we're doing right now. We have the trailer set up in our driveway, and I threw the solar cells up on top because when we were up at the cottage a few weeks back, my buddy Joe, my very good and dear friend Joe, did that for us. He put the solar cells on top, and now basically there's the battery there, and let's come into the trailer right now. It's been running for a couple hours now. It's 14.5. It is completely separated from the power. There's the power cord unplugged there, and I have, let's open this up. I have everything on in the trailer that I can have on 12 volts. I got the lights on and the radio right now, but the solar charger is let me just turn that off because I'll probably get hit with a copyright thing. So there's the solar charger going into the switch, the breaker, going to the big main battery switch, and going into here. So all the 120 is off. The 120 coming in, of course, is already unplugged. Excuse me, but all the excuse me, all the 12 volt stuff is running. Now, what I tried to do is I tried to connect my 700 watt inverter to run the fridge. 700 watts isn't cutting it, so I have to get 1,000 or above. It's kind of sad actually, because I was hoping to get because we have a 700 watt inverter for free, and if I have to go get 1,000 watt, it's going to cost us some money. But whatever. If we want the fridge to run off grid, then we can have the fridge running off grid. But anyway, I'm letting this thing run for the day. Yeah, the battery is an AGM battery that we got up at Canadian Tire, a deep cycle AGM battery. So it's better than the old lead acids, but it's sealed, and I may, because it's sitting there in that little black box there, in order to stop the loss of electricity power from 10 feet of 10 gauge, I think it was, that I got for that. Put it right in there, and I can just run it straight to the battery charger from the solar cells and into the fuse panel. But again, I have to thank my buddy Joe, who is very, very good at this kind of stuff and talked to me about it when we were camping a few weeks back. Inspired me to get completely off grid. And yeah, so thanks, Joe, much appreciated. And also, thank you for helping me find cell phones. If you didn't see that video. So I owe Joe a lot of thanks right now. And I thought I'd do a video about what we're doing here. In the end, the trailer is set up and airing out. We're going to be going camping in a few weeks. And so I'm just making sure it's okay. But I want to get the fridge onto 12 volts. And that's becoming a little more burdensome than I thought it would. Because I don't want to buy an inverter. I like when my friends give me inverters. They had a busted battery backpack, and the inverter was perfectly fine. The 700 watts, it'll run lights and stuff, but it will not run anything with a motor on it. I tried my vacuum cleaner. I tried the fridge, the little fridge there. It's supposed to be under 2 amps, so it should be using well under 700 watts, but I think it's the startup of the motor. So I'm gonna keep my lookout on Facebook Marketplace for a 1,000 watt inverter for cheap, and because it doesn't have to be like a pure sine wave inverter. I'm not running computer equipment. I'm not running anything. I'm running that fridge on the inverter, and the fridge has just got a motor on it. So I don't think the motor really cares if it was a pure sine wave inverter. But I also want to do it once. I don't want to buy a cheap inverter and realize that I have to go get the more expensive one, because my friend Callum used to use this expression: I'm too poor to be cheap. To buy cheap. Buy it once. So do some research. I'll look into it. I'll see what I can find. I saw one 1,000 watt inverter in Kitchener on Facebook Marketplace that they use for semis, for transport trucks, which would be perfectly fine here. And I just don't want to drive out to Kitchener. So anyway, thanks, Joe. Thanks for inspiring me. And this is the trailer as it sits now. We have it set up in the driveway. And I have to come up with a better way of getting the solar cells mounted, because again, they're just sitting on top of the roof, right? That's all they're doing right now. They're just sitting right up there. And I want to hide the wires. So I have to do a few things in order to do that. So we'll see what happens. So more ideas, more plans, and happy we're on solar. So happy everything else is running off the solar right now in the battery. But as soon as I get the fridge on there, I'll be a happy guy. So everybody out there, stay safe, take care. See you camping, and talk to you soon.